So I will now tell you how the method Confident Birth came to me. This was now 20 years ago, and it's an amazing feeling to have this almost adult, beautiful and very tall son that I have. But 20 years ago, when I was going to give birth to him, I did not feel fear at all, actually. I felt very confident. I felt very safe. I felt all women have been doing this before me. It shouldn't be that big difference for me to give birth. I read positive birth stories. My mother has amazing birth stories, and there was nothing in my world that was telling me to be fearful about birth. I even chose my midwife, so I knew who would be with me during these hours. But what happened was that 2:30 in the night, when I had my first contraction in December, very dark in Sweden, I just sat up and I felt, shit, what is this? The power of the contraction was nothing I ever experienced before. I lived and live in a society where I take a painkiller every time I have headache, or I go to the doctor and tell them I have pain here, take care of it. So I hadn't developed any strategies to handle the intensity of birth, and especially for me, the pain connected to contraction. The pain is constructive and they're supposed to be there. The body has chosen this since 30,000 years, so it's no need to ask why, it's just the way it is. But for me, it was too much. I had no idea what to do with that intensity. So I just sat up in the bed and I started to walk around, and I was like, wow, this is too much. I can't handle it. I don't know what to do with it. My God. And every contraction just came and came and came. And my poor partner tried to calm me. No chance. I was like, don't touch me. Leave me alone. I'm birthing here. Why can't you see that? And I didn't even know it myself that I was fighting against this. A fight I never could win, but I felt I had no other choice. So thankfully, he called our midwife. I heard them talk in the other room, and I was like, oh my God. And he says, she wants to talk to you. And I was like, I can't talk to a midwife. I'm birthing. Why can't anyone help me? But thankfully, she said, put the phone in her ear. So he did. And she said to me through the phone, hello. Listen to me now, Susanna. You have two choices. Either you do what you're doing now and it's gonna be hell, or you listen to me. I listened to her because those two choices felt that, okay, I want to hear what she says. Through the phone, what she first did was to calm down my breathing. I had no idea I was breathing in every contraction. This was the first thing. So in some minutes, she just told me, breathe calmer, even more calmer, breathe calmer. And I stopped my breathing, or calmed down my breathing, listening to her instructions. And it helped me somehow to just feel my feet on the ground from this chaos of feeling I have no idea what I'm doing. And then she told me in the next contraction, when the next contraction comes, sit down and be heavy. Let the whole body just go down towards the ground. I thought, you are crazy. How can I become heavy in this? It's impossible. This power, this intensity, I can't. But I trusted her. So I was willing to try whatever at this point. Of course, the next contraction came, and I did as she told me. Get calm. So instead of going with this that I wanted to do, I did this. Like totally releasing my body down to the contraction. Allowing my jaw, my shoulders and my body to become heavy. And then it happened. From being in this chaos of not knowing what to do, I suddenly felt myself inside of the body who was birthing. Then she told my partner, keep track of her breathing and make sure she's heavy in every contraction. This was his guidelines. And then we hang up. And for the coming hours, together we worked with birth. I was, of course, sometimes starting to breathe because it got more powerful. The body has to do its work. It needs to go towards birthing the baby. But he was there telling me, slow down your breathing. I was tensing up. He said, get heavy in the body. In each and every contraction, he kept me on the path. He gave me the direction I needed to keep me on. That was to work with my body, even if it felt very hard and sometimes even impossible. With his help, I had the courage to keep this direction. So after birth, when I sat there with my son in my arms, I realized that if she wouldn't have helped me to get back to the body who actually knew how to birth, as I thought from the beginning, but I couldn't get there myself, I needed her support, I would have birthed in the other feeling. I would have given birth in this chaos where I started, and I would have thought that that was giving birth. Instead, I got a totally opposite experience. Trust me, it didn't make birth easy. It didn't take away the pain, but it took away me working against my body and gave me the tools to work with my body and my baby, because we need to give birth together. So it's not like I really have a choice. I need the help to be using what the body knows. So this is from there, I started my work with confident birth, and I wanted to become a midwife. I became a nurse at a maternity ward, and I saw women as me in their birthing work or in the contractions, breathing like this, tensing up, working with different expressions of the fear I also experienced, and their partners also very, very confused, and I could help them with the breathing, with the relaxation and working with the body. And I developed the next tools of confident birth, that was the voice, how to use the voice to show the body the way down to the pelvis, and the pushing mechanism, and also the power of the mind, that when we get scared, the mind locks and becomes very negative. The nocebo effect will start activating, and how to use the power of the mind and help the mind also to say safety, and to help the body to understand that there is no real threat. So I decided to become a physiotherapist and work with my colleague and the other half of Confident Birth, Lisa Svensson, the midwife, and really to understand the physiological systems we have inside, connected to our emotions, and how powerful the connection is, so that we can help the body during birth, to work with the body, to work with the baby, and how the partner or support person can also activate safety by being there for us when we don't have the energy anymore. So it's very important for you to give birth when you're safe and confident. And this is the tools of the method, and this is how the tools came to me, and how I developed them into the method and book Confident Birth. So grateful for having you here. So grateful for spreading the message that we're supposed to give birth when we're confident and safe. See you. Bye bye.